In LA this week.
A tech boot camp, find out how the Cedars Sinai Accelerator works and how it will help improve healthcare. That's coming up.
This job fair at LA Trade Tech College is offering students options for the future in emerging technical fields. I'm Gil Reyes with the story next.
An organization aims to put 100,000 homeless individuals into homes by the year 2020. I'm Rasha Goel, and that story's up next.
Hello and welcome to LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yana Kay. Well, by now you've probably heard about the so-called knock-knock burglaries targeting homeowners in the valley and putting neighborhoods on edge. That's why the LAPD is giving some tips on what you can do to stay safe. Gil Reyes has more.
A spike in residential burglaries in parts of the valley leads to the special community meeting with some of the area's top cops.
We're bringing all the top brass in the San Fernando Valley together to talk directly to the people that are impacted by crime. We've had a number of issues with crime. I talk about it all the time with the community.
Valley Councilman Bob Blumenfield hosts this town hall meeting at Taft High School to help address an increase in so-called knock-knock burglaries. That's when a burglar knocks on the front door, and if no one answers, their crew ransacks the home in a matter of minutes. Police say the culprits are gang members from South LA.
They are not involved in drive-by shootings. They are not involved in robbing people in the street. They are focused on these burglaries of these homes. It's a business for them.
The last yearly crime stats did not look good for the 818. Even though overall crime in the city increased for a third straight year, the number of robberies, homicides, and property crimes in the San Fernando Valley actually surpassed the city's numbers as a whole. LAPD Deputy Chief John Sherman mentions a conversation he had with one Valley constituent that may sum it all up.
And she told me, in short, I don't know any of my neighbors. They all have gates, and I never see them. And I told her very candidly that that's part of the problem.
LAPD urges you to get to know the people who live on your street. Join neighborhood watch programs, and if you can, install doorbell cameras at home to make crooks think twice before committing crimes. In Woodland Hills, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
And despite the burglaries, overall crime in the valley so far this year appears to be down. Police credit rigorous enforcement and watchful neighbors. And helping officers catch criminals on the streets are new patrol cars designed to handle those high-speed chases. As Rasha Goel explains, these cars are not only setting a standard in performance, but also helping the environment.
The LAPD recently became one of the first police departments in the country to use the new Ford Fusion hybrid pursuit-rated police car. 2 new Ford Fusion police cars were revealed at the LAPD headquarters. The hybrids underwent numerous modifications and were designed to withstand high-speed pursuits.
Policing on the West Coast is very dependent on the vehicle. We cover such huge swaths of ground in our delivery of service that there is no way that we can do it without the right kind of cars.
In addition to its modern engine, the car has a deflector plate in front to prevent damage, wheels and tires that can handle high-performance driving, and a regenerative braking system that harvests energy. The cars get up to 38 miles to the gallon.
That's nearly $3,900 in fuel savings per year at $2.50 a gallon.
The LAPD is excited about this vehicle called the Responder. They basically took a Ford Fusion and custom designed it.
I think it's great that the department is finally moving into an era of fuel efficiency and without compromising the speed and performance that's needed for these officers to do their duties on a daily basis.
It's exciting to get a car that is made and designed to the specifications that you give somebody. You know, this is not just an off-the-shelf product.
The vehicles are still undergoing testing by the LAPD. LAPD officials say the department is committed to purchasing 300 hybrid and hybrid electric plug-in vehicles by 2020. I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
The Responder can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.8 seconds while getting 38 miles to a gallon. Well, get set to enter an alternate reality. Virtual and augmented reality are rapidly changing the way we work and play. Gil Reyes shows us from the LA Convention Center.
Strap on your Oculus Rift goggles for what could be the ride of your life. The Virtual Reality LA Expo, now in its third year.
We had maybe 1,500 people at the first one. We weren't sure, was anybody going to show up? Who's got a headset in LA? And now we're the world's largest expo for VR.
Start shooting.
Here's how gaming looks in our regular world. No big deal, right? But here's how it looks in the augmented world. A total body experience that blends the real environment with virtual 3D images coming at you and your friends. In another application, the company called Mindshow allows people to create, star in, and film their own 3D animation. LA This Week's very own Rich Samuels creates and lives out his own cartoon character.
LA This Week rocks! LA!
Fun and games aside, architects are also using the technology to offer previews of development at construction sites.
It helps bridge the gap between an architect's vision and what the building is actually going to look like. It helps people who walk by a construction site, they see this cool banner, they pull up their phone, and then they get to see what the building's going to look like before it's being built.
The company called Kilograph also offers hints of what Silver Lake Reservoir will look like once it's refilled with water, complete with a brief history on the lake. In another part of the expo, visual artists are using reality technology to create therapeutic music videos. The Visionary Art Zone is a place to showcase work and simply chill.
A little healing of the soul and be really inspired to go back to the real world, as we call it, and to maybe be more in alignment with decisions and actions that they take and relationships that they have.
I feel just really fortunate, I think, right place and the right time for the interest around entertainment and the intersection of entertainment technology and what this medium can potentially offer.
At the VRLA Expo at the LA Convention Center, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Well, those were just some of the hundreds of new VR and AR experiences out there, and more are coming, including exciting applications for teaching and public safety training. Well, creative technology and innovation are also transforming the medical field and changing the way patients get healthcare while cutting hospital costs at the same time. Anna Marcos takes a look at the Cedars Sinai Accelerator program and its final event at the Skirball Center.
Want to fill your nursing shifts at the touch of a cyber button? Or take your own blood pressure and send it digitally to your own doctor? It's all possible here. You're looking at the last day of a very high-tech medical boot camp, the Cedars Sinai Accelerator, where Cedars Sinai Hospital partners with young entrepreneurs making the latest medical products.
Well, the patients get better care, and so the patients will have access to great technology, really cutting-edge, innovative technology.
The 3-month tech boot camp allows these startups to get insider access to hospitals, doctors, and nurses so they can pick their brains on how healthcare works and then build better medical products.
So if your physician is tracking a patient for, say, diabetes or heart failure, or whatever the case may be, traditionally they have to rely on a patient writing things down. With us, every time that a patient takes a reading with a medical device, like their blood sugar or their blood pressure, that comes immediately back to their physician. So it's a mobile application that works on an iPad or an iPhone or an Android device. They simply press start, it takes their readings, and that's captured and shared with their physician.
Another company, Frame Health, uses a personality test to let the doctor know how to talk to you and get you to take your medications.
We find somebody who has a personality where they like things very formal. It'll say, hi. We'll send them a mobile message, and it'll say, hi, this is Dr. Kim. I expect you to take your blood sugar reading within 10 minutes. Okay? And when that same message goes out to somebody who thinks like an engineer, it says, hi, this is Dr. Kim. If you give me accurate data, I can adjust your medication with great precision.
8 entrepreneurs have been picked this time around, and this is a program with lifelong perks.
They also invest $120,000 into each company. So, but more valuable was the time that we were able to spend with executives, with nurses, with doctors, understanding what their problems are and how we can solve them.
So now Cedars Sinai Hospital and some lucky startups are lifelong partners with the added benefit of better medical care for the patients. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
The Cedars Sinai Accelerator program is powered by a company called Techstars. Turning now to our homeless crisis. Some city officials say it's the #1 issue facing the city. Rasha Goel has more on an organization that's doing its part to help end homelessness in Los Angeles.
Their goal? To get 100,000 homeless people in homes by the year 2020. And they are starting now. The organization PATH, People Assisting the Homeless, recently broke ground for PATH Metro Villas, a new housing complex that will help people who are struggling on the streets.
We are building 3 different apartment buildings. Obviously, we can't really do it all at once, so we're building it in 3 phases. There's 3 buildings.
The PATH Metro Villas are being built on existing land on Madison Avenue in Los Angeles. This is one of the first major developments to result from Measure H and Measure HHH, both which help with funding housing for homeless.
We don't have to go far from this location to find people that need housing and the services, the clinical services that they need because of mental health issues.
PATH Metro Villas will integrate housing, employment, health care, and other supportive services. The project has been a collaborative effort between varying agencies.
United Healthcare is proud to be the largest investor in the PATH Metro Villas. This is a model community that really showcases how public and private sectors together can make a difference.
When completed, there will be a total of 187 apartments as part of PATH Metro Villas. But for now, they are building 65 apartments here and anticipate to open by next year. In Los Angeles, I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
PATH Metro Villas will serve homeless individuals, low-wage earners, and veterans. Well, switching gears now to students who don't have to graduate to begin working in emerging technical fields. Gil Reyes shows us from a recent job fair at LA Trade Tech College.
Student Gallo Vasquez has dreams of one day becoming a civil engineer for the city of LA. He knows good-paying jobs are out there, citing the city's plan to earthquake retrofit thousands of buildings.
LA is a really old city, so sooner or later we're gonna have to remodel everything. Like, we're prone to earthquakes and all that.
He and other students from Orthopedic Medical Magnet High School are among the 2,000 job seekers making the rounds at LA Construction and Associated Careers Day. The event, hosted by LA Trade Tech College, which has close ties to the building trades and the jobs they offer. And that includes paid student internships on the way to graduation.
So where the student can be working, making money, and getting credit. So even sometimes if it doesn't take you 2 years, it might take you 2.5 years or 3 years, at least you're working on something you love.
With a shot at being hired full-time later. One student employer is LAX.
And the salary's not bad. Yeah, they'll start out, again, as internships, but it could be anywhere between $15 and $20 an hour.
For an internship?
For an internship.
And then from there, they can move on up?
Oh, absolutely.
And how high up can they do that?
Oh, endless. I mean, we've seen students start out as interns and then eventually become managers and then, running their own companies.
Also hiring is construction company Swinnerton Builders.
We're looking to recruit from college-educated students, also craft. So we hire, since we're general contractor, we hire all trades.
And do you hire right on the spot here?
We haven't yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did.
Tech students go booth to booth, weighing their options, like possible careers in solar technology and alternative fuels.
It's really nice to see what my opportunities are.
Yeah, I'm going to just keep on going around and then think of which one's the best route.
So for these particular job seekers, this is the place to be in the city of Los Angeles. Consider that throughout its 92-year history, LA Trade Tech College has offered more career technical programs than any other community college west of the Mississippi. In South Los Angeles, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
LA Trade Tech also offers courses in carpentry, welding, culinary arts, and fashion design. And if those careers don't interest you, how about becoming a firefighter? If you're a young woman, you may just have the spark it takes to become an LA City firefighter. A group of young ladies certainly think so, as they put their bodies to the test at a recent training camp for females ages 14 to 18. Gil Reyes shows us.
Not just pretty in pink, they're out to prove they're just as good, if not better, than the guys.
Women do have the ability to become a firefighter, and it does take a lot of strength and courage to become a firefighter.
The LA City Fire Department hosts a 2-day girls training camp in Panorama City. An introduction to firefighting, it's also a way to encourage more young women to join the department, which at last count was just 3% female.
LAFD wants more women because we know the positive impacts that women bring to any organization. So by increasing the women within the LAFD, we know that we can provide better service to the community just by bringing more diversity.
You guys gotta smile.
But can these young women handle the physical demand?
You got it, you got it, you got it.
For starters, they'll have to strap on 70 pounds of gear for a typical firefight. Councilmember Nuri Martinez, a huge supporter of more opportunities for women, grew up in this section of the San Fernando Valley.
When I was growing up, I don't remember ever seeing a woman firefighter until I was an adult. So it's really important to ensure that our young girls in our city can meet other firefighter women, be involved in fire camp, hopefully get involved with our fire cadet program and our fire academy magnet schools.
Firefighter magnet programs are happening at Wilson High School in El Sereno and Banning High School in San Pedro. There are also youth fire academies at several fire stations. And of course, there's this once-a-year girls' camp.
So that the parents pay attention to when these camps and opportunities come up and have your young daughters come out and participate.
In Panorama City, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Councilmember Martinez wants to expand Girls Camp to twice a year. She's encouraging more local businesses to come forward to help fund the program. Well, it was a day of giving as the community passed out much-needed items to people who are homeless. But this charity event also highlighted the importance of giving back. Rasha Goel has more.
Haircuts, shoes, and clothes were just some of the goodies attendees received at this annual charity event put on by the Union Rescue Mission.
We have lots of people experiencing homelessness down here on Skid Row, and it's important that they receive the necessary supplies they need, like hygiene kits, food, but most importantly, to build relationships.
A school group also participated with students passing out duffel bags, giving the children an opportunity to learn about the importance of giving back.
It's very helpful. It's a great blessing.
You wouldn't recognize all the people that need help like this. It's incredible.
For some, these small gifts are a gesture of kindness that go a long way.
There's so many people here that do have needs, and it's wonderful when you see humanity help humanity. And in such a marvelous way. You're giving them duffel bags that have style.
This isn't something that the Union Rescue Mission does alone. We have a lot of partners, volunteers, and organizations that donate supplies, money, time to help put this event together.
For many here, it's an opportunity to regain their self-value, spirit, and dignity. I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
Well, he's the first African-American baseball player to truly impact the game. The Dodgers organization immortalizes the late, great Jackie Robinson with a magnificent sculpture. Gil Reyes shows us.
1, 2, 3.
The blue curtain drops at Dodger Stadium to reveal a majestic statue of Hall of Famer Jackie Robinson, the man who broke Major League Baseball's color barrier. Dodgers co-owner Magic Johnson says he's elated.
This is one of the greatest days of my life to be associated with the Dodgers and to honor an American hero, a guy who deserves to have a statue. And it's also great for our fans.
Exchanging a hug during the ceremony were Robinson's widow, Rachel Robinson, and retired Dodgers announcer Vin Scully. Jackie Robinson played second base for the Brooklyn Dodgers from 1947 to 1956. He was Rookie of the Year, a six-time All-Star, and became MLB's first African-American Most Valuable Player. He also played in 6 World Series, most notably stealing home in the Dodgers' 1955 championship win over the New York Yankees. And he did it all with class, despite heightened prejudice in Major League Baseball at the time. Though Robinson retired before the Dodgers moved to L.A., the statue by artist Brantley Cadet will stand at Chavez Ravine, a lasting tribute to number 42's athleticism and, more importantly, his strength of character. At Dodger Stadium, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
His legacy also continues with the Jackie Robinson Foundation. Over the past 40 years, it's provided financial aid and mentorship to 1,500 students. While city officials take steps to expand homeless shelters, the city hosts an Earth Day celebration and helping building owners retrofit their properties. All this in Citybeat. To help people who are living on the street find shelter and assistance, the LA City Council approved a shelter crisis declaration authored by Councilmember Jose Huizar and Councilmember Mike Bonin. This will allow the city to open more shelter facilities to help get an estimated 28,000 people who are homeless off the street. This vote is a key step in a series of responses to the homelessness crisis. A planning committee recently recommended removing self-imposed city instructions, including ordinance language that previously only allowed a shelter crisis to be declared during winter months and limited them to 120 days a year, among other restrictions. Councilmember Jose Huizar said the vote gives the city the ability to act on that crisis in the short term while giving hope, help, and service to people who desperately need it. Mother Earth was the star of the show during LA Sanitation's second annual citywide Earth Day LA Festival, held at Exposition Park. More than 50 exhibits dedicated to promoting sustainability were on display, including family-friendly activities. Kids got to explore city vehicles, learn about seed planting, and lots of mulch was given away. There was also plenty of entertainment on the stage, including performances from Tommy the Clown and other musical acts. Some families even picked up some plants and trees.
It's a day to celebrate the earth and the environment, really educate people and promote the goals of sustainability and healthy living.
The second annual Seismic Retrofit Resource Fair, sponsored by the Mayor's Office, was held recently at the LA Convention Center. The fair provided information, materials, and resources for owners of soft-story and concrete buildings who must comply with the recent mandatory retrofit ordinance for these types of buildings.
Retrofit is very important because it will strengthen buildings and could keep them from collapsing. That will prevent injuries and also will make it a lot quicker for people to get back inside their buildings if an earthquake happens.
Well, each month, the historic core of downtown LA gets transformed into a cutting-edge block party with plenty of the latest art for all tastes. Anna Marcos takes a look at a special downtown art walk, which honors World Art Day this month.
There were some mighty big bunnies hopping about, but then anything artsy goes at LA's Downtown Art Walk. This month also focuses on World Art Day, which is observed throughout the world.
I think the Downtown Art Walk is really a connector. It's a way for people to interact with art in a very personal way. I think a lot of people are thrown off a little bit by the really sort of clinical white box gallery. A lot of the gallery owners are very open to talking to people about the art, the artists, the exhibitions.
About 40 galleries take part in the monthly Art Walk, which draws about 3,500 people in just a few hours. The event has become so popular, many fans are clamoring for performance art as well. And organizers and artists are giving it to them, as in this mandala project in which regular old people help create art.
Tonight, we're actually creating a circle with people, a human mandala, where everybody's laying on the floor in a circle, connected and together in unity for a few minutes.
And the regular old people love it too.
You got to get involved in the art in Los Angeles, you know what I mean? It's all a part of the culture, and I really love it.
Just having fun, taking in the experience, doing something different with my homies.
So this is art for homies, bunnies, and regular old people like you and me. And if you missed these masterpieces, no worries. It all happens again on the second Thursday of every month. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
DJs, specialty cocktails, and great food were also part of the fun. Well, enjoy cupcakes and other sweets while helping out a good cause. check out the work of local artists during an art show, and help spruce up a middle school in Tarzana. All this in this week's Things to Do. The Sugar and Stilettos Charitable Foundation raises awareness and funds for the Westside Food Bank to help end the issue of hunger and food insecurity in LA. Through an annual bake sale, which brings together the best bakeries, restaurants, and shopping in town, Sugar and Stilettos has raised over $200,000 since its first event in 2011. The highlight each year is the crowning of Mr. Sugar and Stilettos, where a well-known personality dons a pair of stilettos, a tiara, and a sash for a good cause. The family-friendly event is full of fun, laughs, and plenty of sweet treats. It all takes place May 13th from 1 to 4 p.m. at 2306 Midvale Avenue in West LA. The Rotary Art Show features local and regional artists exhibiting and selling their original artwork twice a year. Since 1969, the Rotary Club of Studio City, Sherman Oaks, has hosted this biannual art show in May over Mother's Day weekend and the second weekend in October. This show has been held for over 40 years and has been a successful event for artists and art lovers alike. Between 90 and 120 hand-selected artists successfully exhibit their artwork during this two-day event. An estimated 3,000 visitors attend the show each day. Every year, numerous charity organizations benefit from the funds raised by the volunteers of the Rotary Club. The ultimate beneficiaries of these events are people in need. The art show takes place May 13th and 14th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Moore Park Park in Studio City. For more, visit rotaryartshow.org. Join friends of the Sherman Oaks Center for Enriched Studies for a fun, campus-wide beautification day. Volunteers are needed to help revamp their existing garden and create an outdoor classroom for educational use by the elementary 6th and 7th grade science classes and culinary classes. They will also be cleaning and painting to add lots of color on campus. The beautification event takes place on May 13th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Sherman Oaks Center for Enriched Studies located at 18605 Irwin Street in Tarzana. And that's a look at some things to do. Well, that's going to do it for this edition. I'm Yana Kane from all of us here at LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and you can also follow and like us on Facebook. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.